Hi, and welcome back to
escalated quickly.
Pecan Pines. And I did take a look at that recording. I think that was episode 2, where in the situation with the smudge, the gunk goop that we did, I instead of following through that line, I chose to go and do it to back, and then we just continue that one. So I never finished this line through, but now we get to. So we'll see what flight does.
Luca drew himself up and
So that's
decided to
good.
take the only option
So that
they
means
had
we could have
left.
seen that Kerr
Flight.
was bad a lot earlier. Honestly. But I guess no matter what you do, you get you learn something early in the story, and then
He squinted
anyway.
down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Whee! And hopefully we have the end of the game on this episode, because I'm dying to see how they're gonna conclude it. Because we've learned so much already, so I'm just like ready for this final resolution. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca
I
stopped
should have
in
filled up
his
my
tracks
water
as they
bottle.
reached the clearing.
My voice has been tired of
What
doing all
the-
the voices.
That was all he was
Clearing.
able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice.
Oh.
In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed
and
across
now we're
the snowy
here.
terrain.
Wait, but how did they end up there without going through a tunnel? And Iggy is more dressed for this than we are. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost them. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Up with the Winter Wonderland. All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Yeah, so we're back here. Luca? Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo Kerr? I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca
Okay.
winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
I gotta keep moving. Yeah. Okay, I'm just double checking this area before we go out.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Yeah. Okay, so we can't interact with here. What's the readout? Sitting just about 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause it to cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Can you do anything? Oh, situations such as these? Find it best to chuck stuff first, and ask. Yeah, I just saw this. Beacon
The boy
Pines.
stood in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? That's not possible. We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I can't believe we're with Iggy though. Like I didn't expect us to be running around with him, especially since we've had so much with Beck and Rolo. But I never saw this through, so I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought up before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. The source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Yep.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. So now we get to interact with it as well. This stuff look familiar too? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. You have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone. He's a Debbie Downer. But that's okay. Some people are. I get it. Depends on how you grew up and everything. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry.
And sometimes you just have to be a little bit negative and get it all out, get your fears out before you can process and move on, you know?
Seeing
It's
Iggy
okay.
in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
I don't know if you should have that much guilt, but because like he has been bullying. But like I wouldn't say he deserves this. Obviously he doesn't. But you know, you also just did something out of, you know, rashness. But yeah, he was bullying. So, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it. Let's see here, or good reason for bullying. I don't know, but like a reason for it. It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a
The
bit.
boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
I think Luca would be in real big trouble with his... I mean, sure, he has a warm sweater, but I would be afraid that he'd freeze to death, you know? The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? Getting us away from those creeps. Sorta froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. As a bully would say, I guess. I don't think you should have lost his temper, but I don't believe in losing tempers. So I think I talked about that, right? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. No, I think that's just how you've grown up. Maybe your mother is like that, and then the only way to stand up to it is be a horse's ass back, and then you just go back and forth being a horse's ass. Or maybe that's when they stop being a horse's ass, when you push it back. But like, that's a bad lesson to learn. That's how it works. Oh, man. Like, yeah, I'm having a hard time following. No, I'm following. It's just, it's sad. You wanted me to fight you? Of course! Gee, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things, trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
Something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. Yeah, I mean... bullying is the whole deal that we really shouldn't get into. It's the whole feeling powerful because maybe you're bullied at home, so you take it out on others because that gives you power in a situation where you can't be vulnerable and stuff, because that's weakness if you grow up in a household of bullying or certain things. Like, it's very complicated. You and Roll are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. With his little perfect little life. Dude, he lost his parents. How's that perfect? But I think he's saying he's jealous of the friendship, right? He's jealous of fun. Because he is probably bored and empty or something, so... My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know? Yup.
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift
Let's hope
shut.
so. Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep.
So... I wonder what's the real timeline, though. Because we've had so many good moments between these characters, so when you end up with one timeline, Luca will forget all the other timelines, and that's kind of sad. So how do we get him to treat Iggy so that, or like invite Iggy to the treehouse. Like, we need to try to befriend Iggy in a situation. If we, and also like if we go down this situation, will he ever be able to fix his face? Could he live with it like that?
Iggy
I don't know.
snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. That's sad. That's also very sad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. "Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this." The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. "It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you?" Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. "Remember what?" The doppelganger pointed to the couch. "The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us."
You didn't choose to abandon
Luca turned
you.
to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. "That's not true. He didn't abandon us." The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. "Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see."
Yeah, well, I don't choose to see it your way.
Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went." He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. "Do you remember what we did next?" Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. "Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this." She was scared. His father stepped forward. "What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them." Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. "I can't lose you." Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. "What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this." Eleanor raised her voice.
Sharper Valentine.
"Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son?" Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope
but
down
like-
the stairs.
Like, in the grand scheme of things, I really agree with Walter. Like, yeah, we care about... Like, if we care about our son, we would do this as well. We would try to stop, Sharper, I guess. Like, I can't... I'm not the person who can put my family ahead of everything else. I'm much a grand scheme of things kind of thinker. I want to care about more than just my closest, because then I become biased to their needs. And I want to look at the needs of the many over them. So, but I do understand the other point of view, like the mother has. But I don't think the mother would be happy if the father stayed and then shit went down and they're like, "Oh shit, we should have done something." Like, "Oh, but now it's too late." And then
Walt turned with a panicked smile. "Luca, is that you, buddy?" With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. "Mom? Dad? What's going on?" Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. "Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all." Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. "It sounded like you were going somewhere?" Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. "Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in." Luca hugged his father tightly. "Promise?" Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder.
don't say promise. Don't say promise.
"I promise."
I hate that. Oh man, I hate when people make promises that they can't keep. You think there's a chance you won't be able to keep a promise? Never promise anything.
With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening
I've had
sun.
several crash outs of that during other playthroughs of something when people don't make promises you can't keep. And yes, sometimes you make a promise that you think you can keep, like you think there's like a 99% chance or 100 you'll keep it, and then something happens, like something like important, like that's fine. That's fine. But if you even think there's like a 70% chance you won't be able to keep it, or like, just don't promise. Just say you'll try your best to make it happen. And that's good. Because then, yeah. Oh.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
So who is that?
From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
So what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're asleep minding our own business. We're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. I didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you!
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You're big-hatted, scarf-necked, furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend? An observer? A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make a little gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. Do you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luke, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
I'm sus. Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
It's not a girl. Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood? Or we teleported to some alternate universe? Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. This is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. Okay. You both grew up here, but the town you called your home for the past several years is a replica. Oh. This is the true world? A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could be moved would be moved, yeah. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. You would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You think so, unless the auditing was impeccable? A mind-numbing attention to detail? As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, or evolution even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. She's not talking. Luke and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover...
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's so ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could...
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west, through Weepwood.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly
Dang,
as
this
he'd
is
arrived.
the real one, huh? Dang.
He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more.
And that is very strange. Very strange,
As Luca
indeed.
sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground
Yeah, I'm
somewhere,
also getting the
captured.
pieces to a larger puzzle.
Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to Perennial Harvest.
It did do that.
But right
yeah.
now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks.
Also, there's the whole replica thing. When we're thinking back to when they were reading the newspaper clips and his grandma being dead, that means everything in that reality is a replica. So did they make it up? Or... because what we've seen there has to be then questioned.
The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time, I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. Dude, you didn't know. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Uh-oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Uh-oh. I gotta hide! Oh, God. 259K. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? Saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is
He
overrated.
bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
No, the truth isn't overrated. The truth is honestly underrated, if you ask me. People have too easy a time to lie. Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. You took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Ha, weirdo. Yeah, that was weird. Here, I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy
advice.
gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
He does not know how to empathize or console somebody because he probably hasn't gotten a lot of it himself. Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover? Who you helping? See, this is exactly how you stop people from showing their emotions. When they're being treated like that. I don't like it. Yeah, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Lindhorn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kara and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off the switcheroo for a reason, right? Not to mention something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure, it would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
Always up for a challenge? I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do this. Alright, well, we know where the source is, so... It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Yeah, and I also don't trust anything you say. Well, do I? Aw, shucks, that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Yeah, screw him. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Hid something there? A long time ago? What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. We did see them use fireworks in the festival, or near the festival. Well, near Perennial Harvest building. But I don't know if it's the same ones. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's a long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop? You guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primal fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on their faces. Rolo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. That is kind of crazy. So you're gonna try to blow up the source now, and we're gonna end up in the same situation where health freeze is over, but hopefully we get a new charm so we can unlock something else. You think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. Indeed, there's the source. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Oh! Dang. Wait, let me see how that's relevant. You can't use them there. You can't use them here. Huh. Okay, that's locked. And that's blocked. I still feel like we have so many charms we haven't used yet. So I don't know how long is left of the game, honestly.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? This is a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Ah. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. God, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Aren't you in charge? Oh, heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. It seemed like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. It smells like a piece of winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a
Kerr
bit.
snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Forget is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bubs, that's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call up your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Yeah, you don't trust Iggy. He will do what he says. Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
Nah, it's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With
this?
a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
And we're gonna be frozen. Ooh! Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
His face over there, jeez. Oh, wow.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clippers will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is with Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If you let it go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look in your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Okay. Wow, can you believe this guy? Oh, we got a hum out of that.
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
Not that I think Luca is strong enough to pull them both up anyway. Honestly, the three of them should have probably fell in. Because, like, they're two kids in an adult body. Like, there's no way they can pull him up. I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. What I could do is travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
You don't need to do this to make up for all the bullying, Iggy. You don't. That's, you're a kid. You can turn things around. Let me do the right thing for once. Luca, no choice but to... We need to see both of these through. But the question is, which one do we see first? I think the accept one is the wrong one, so I kind of want to do that one. And hopefully the other one leads to a longer line.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
Not that I like this one.
With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. I guess it didn't blow up then.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
What if this was the right one? Because if we refuse, you get pulled up, Kerr calls in the other guys, they get taken, and that's the end. Could be. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Hello, Nat. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. my god. I didn't know the hole could do that. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. The use of side product of this property being by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. I don't think I understood that, but it's fine. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
We do. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy his precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You? Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west.
I need more water.
Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and to be continued in...
Closer to destiny.
Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
What?
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm?
What?
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Me too.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
To be fair, I always, when it comes to kids being bullies, I always believe that they can, be helped. Kids are very precious, and, I don't want kids myself, but I've worked in kindergarten, and I would say that the more I get to know somebody, the more I like them. And whenever you see kids being bullies, there's a deep reason of why they are that way. And when it comes to like people who are evil, that's I think comes mostly through genetics, I would say. But I don't know. That's science that I don't know much about, but that's different. Kids who are like that are different or grow it up into being crazy adults, serial killers, all that kind of things. But like kids being bullies, usually there's reasons behind it, and whenever I see a kid being a bully, I just feel bad and I want to help them. But let's see where we continue.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Yeah, I mean, we have refuse here. So, okay, so this did turn out to be... Oh, we can hum here now. Hold on just a little longer. Hold on just a little.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn,
Gotta fix your
I
appearance
applaud
first.
your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head.
Yeah,
was
so
the
this is
defeat at the
basically
end.
just a dead end. Yeah. Interesting.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Alright, but that means we've completed that. And we need to go back here and try to hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
So let's see then.
After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Okay, thank God. I was like, don't have it too close to the hole now.
A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Just give me a second. I want to look at all of these. Dude, it's hard to be. So we haven't seen Adorable. We haven't seen Incendiary. We haven't seen Lavish. We haven't seen Pungent. Well, I think anyway. We haven't seen Succulent, Cling. I don't think we've seen Tender. We haven't seen Indulgent. I don't know if we've seen Pull. I think there's quite a few anyway. Is it on my water? It's taxing to do all these voices, you know?
Luca lifted his head
Okay,
in
I was
astonishment.
like, should we wait or?
The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Wait, that's his mom? No. Am I overthinking this? Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see
So
more clearly.
his grandma did die all those years ago. What?
He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees.
I am shooketh. I did not see that coming.
Something about
I mean,
her
I
was
rarely see anything coming,
undeniably
but
his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. I guess I should change the voice. I don't like you being that old, but...
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were... gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? Dude, this is exactly like... There's a Christmas story that we have where like we have a king and a queen and a little tiny princess, and something happens, and then the mom disappears because the dad curses the star, like a special star, and curses the queen to become old. And I guess the queen then disappears. Like we don't know she's the queen like until the end of the movie. Spoilers, but I don't think anybody was gonna watch it anyway. And the daughter, at that point, when mom disappears, she goes in search for that star that's now gone in the sky. And but anyway, it kind of feels similar in that something curses the mom to become old. But then, obviously, in the end, there's a good ending. But it reminds me of that because of the mom's disappearance and the mom also being old. But I don't know if this mom can turn young again anyway. And that will be sad because that means she probably doesn't have that many years. You were exposed. Yeah, she was exposed to... Yeah, in this reality, Iggy didn't turn in or get that stuff on them. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. Yeah, we know. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone, we've got a party to crash. Fuck off, Nuncreed. You don't understand, he always wins. We shall see.
Chapter 9.
I have a big arsenal of charms on my hands.
The devil you know.
And the devil you don't? Isn't that
7 months ago,
the saying?
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus Liquamen.
Okay, not mention Liquamen. I'm sus of Nat. I don't know. Does Nat know we're going back and forth in time? Like, it felt like they knew more than
there were dozens
they
of
said.
them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Alright, so he's had his speech again. I'm just trying to... Oh my god! Look over on the right side! Wait. There's so many kids! She is constantly pregnant! Dude! Okay, other than that, yeah, we see our library guy and yeah, we've spoken to all of these guys. Maybe not the one with when they with the fisher pole. Um, fishing pole. That's what it's called, isn't it? Fishing rod? Fishing rod. Alright. Oh, and I don't think I've seen the one with the horn in the nose? Or is that... I don't know. Hello, we're about to have a speech. Yeah, making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm Jiggle Pink. That will be a choice. How great is that? This man is a liar! Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated... Mr. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see this festival is a sham? An excuse to have their whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? You all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. Oh, okay, so he is stepping up. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. Yeah, you better stand up for something good, buddy. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Solomon is the one behind everything? Or... So... Oh my god. Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah. He did talk about money. With the candy stuff. Saying that money could buy anything. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics, but... Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. Wait, this isn't... What was the name? Valentine? Sharper? She that turned young somehow? Like they managed to... If Eleanor can get old, the old Valentine can get young and also disappear and then show up as Solomon, no? It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rabbling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir! It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir, of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
Indeed.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he
Hopefully you have
disappeared
clothes
into a
that also
belching
expand.
green mist.
Oh my god, that looks uncomfortable.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd.
Dang,
This
look
is
at
a
that
story
guy.
about change.
It is. What? No. Oh my god, it looks so cool. Such a cool design. Let's go. Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Sharper Valentine Festival. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Mallet. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroy this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
Yeah, he has his goons. You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential, who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? What about? It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. Yeah, I kind of figured. I think you said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of perennial harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was Pat C. the whole time? Now that your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Dude, that was not the right voice for her, but my throat is like struggling right now. 3 hours of voice acting, and I don't have water. Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know that each and every person in this town fears most, and I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. Things could have gone a bit differently. You know what? I'm gonna go grab some water, because, yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better. Not that my voice is less tired, but at least I can keep it going now. If things would have gone a bit differently, yes. You might have had your moment of triumph, but that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat, let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Ooh.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Alright, so now we can go back again. Ah, I did see the Malice one here. Dang, okay, so now it takes us back to the photo booth situation. Huh. Okay. Again, been a while since I recorded this part. But I do remember this one quite well, like, I should say. Malice.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes, like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rolla at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Right, I do remember this situation, but yeah, the timeline of this one. So we're looking for Rollo. My god, yeah, I'll let the story tell itself. My memory just sucks, so there's no point. Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Huh, so he's not trying to capture us, huh? This is the moment where Rolla is missing, yeah? Oh, there's... It's a good friend. Hey. The festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree. This is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know what the festival sign waiting to be... You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if
The
someone...
two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
I think we saw that before. Do you think we saw that before? Can we talk to Dawn again? No. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modwell. I work here now. I am unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Yeah, we still don't know what Beck's parents has to do with anything. If they do. Oh, you could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junkin', sonny. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junkin'? Might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Bah, ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You'll learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I better get going. I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. Exactly. Alright, let's see then. Rollo? Ah, there's the jacket. Oh, that's the jacket Iggy took.
Into the woods.
Rollo! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time,
Another dream.
he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Lucas stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket, a keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. "Wait? For what?" Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luca began to weep.
Oh.
Is any of this real? Are you real?" Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone." Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo."
Time to go.
Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you in
A
there?
commanding voice rumbled from below.
I don't know who that is, so...
Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Oh. Wait. Did Rollo get a growth, age up potion too? Stop right there. Well, oh my god, he's so big. Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Who are you?
The large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, 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 take it easy. You should just say chicken coop, you'd know immediately. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop, Luca!
Luca's jaw dropped.
Uh-huh.
He peered
said
more
you should just say
closely
that.
at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo, only bigger, older, changed.
Mm-hmm. How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Dunno. They just threw a bag on my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big, look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Yeah. Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower. We beggars can't be choosers. Rello, it wasn't just your hands. Yeah, can't you see that you're like a lot taller right now, or like have to look down to look at Luca? My feet too? Dang, I just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the?
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Kind of tasted like licorice. Licorice, eh? Licorice. So we come back to Mr. Nuncreed's shop and Solomon eating licorice. That's cool. Past, I don't walk up like this. And then I sort of smacked open my cage and escaped. Whoa, you smashed open a cage? I guess he's strong, huh? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it! This is awesome! Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Okay, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Oh, we know, but yeah. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger, ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them all on. Oh, hey! Wait, so we're in the reality where your hair, you got splashed with the stuff, right? Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Ah! Take cover! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Yeah, I don't know the reality of what we've been through with Beck at this point. I don't remember that. Something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. Seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You were the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? Think you mean our silly little mission control? I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca? This is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yeah.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay, I just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just, come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is going to take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lessons to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight? Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck? Yes, him and his weird cult of personality. You're not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. These people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. Can't even pick up a single decent radio station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But not another peep.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious it'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, the town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? Next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to. It does make sense though, because they are saying that this town is within, or like below, like within that other snow town, the real town. So they're probably shut off from the outside world. So Beck might be able to access their information through this if she fixed this radio. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Moatwell seems to be integrating nicely. This very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the end game, Bill. After your failures with Mr. Prescott, can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay, just for a bit. Oh? It's just we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that is a lot. Ugh. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital murder?
Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who's this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at Perennial Harvest. He sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have an even topper banana on the field? What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. True. Man, that body, I completely forgot about it. Beck, seems like Nellie's predecessor got loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't you just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then. So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help. Yeah, blueprints? Oh, it's really just a welcome mat for my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exits marked. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. Realize what this is, right?
Rollo started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter
is.
6. The Heist.
Okay, I'm realizing that this game might have a lot more left. I seriously thought, because I was looking up playthroughs on YouTube, not to see what happens or anything, but just to see how long people spend on a full playthrough. And we're so above that now, or we're longer than most. But it still seems like I have like an hour to maybe 2 hours left. Is it because I've like explored all the other options? Because like I feel like that would be a natural thing to do on the playthrough, but I don't know. We'll listen to Chapter 6 introduction. But then I gotta end here. I wanted to finish today, but I do not have the time. Like, I literally have to stop very soon. If not, like, right now. So let's just see the introduction
They spent
to
the night's
Chapter
end
6.
huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread.
Also considering how many charms I still have unused, which I would think you would want to use in the game. Like, yeah, it makes sense that we have a lot
Even
more left.
enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in 1 day, and they each had their assignments.
Yes, they do. Alright, let's see if it's saved there, and did not, so let's just... Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me? Cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your
He
new...
waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
circumstance? Ugh, she'll be so happy I'm alive, she won't even
Beck
notice.
snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Iona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie's in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of
They
something.
each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Oh, Godspeed. Enlist the help of Jeff. And Iggy and Tish. That sounds good. I am tired now. Me who thought she would be able to complete this game today, I was so wrong. I'll make sure that I record the next part, the last part, question mark? I think I'm doing the next part as the last part, even if it is as long as this video, it's fine. Now that I'm like more mentally prepared for that, I'll make sure that it's on a day when I have time for it and space for it, and I can fully focus on the end. Because like now at the end, I was like, wait, when does this game finish? Because I literally have plans today soon, and I need to eat before that and stuff. So yeah, it's a little icky on Fridays, which is what today is today. But that also leaves me more time to then talk about the end and talk about the game in full once we do finish the game. But yeah, I do not mind it being long, okay? Because I've been loving it. Like I played 3 episodes today because I was like ready to just like dive in and be completely enveloped by this game. And I'm still glad I have more. I'm just, as I was talked about the memory stuff and remembering what we've done, it gets harder and harder the further we move in. So I don't really know the timeline we're currently on, but it's fine. I remember what we've been through. I just don't remember what belongs where, you know? And that's what happens in a game kind of like this. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. My voice is tired. I'm tired. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you on the next one.